Remember, changing your environment, it's not about success. It's about survival, because that is what is going to shape your life. It's going to shape what you're going to end up to become. It's going to shape everything that has to do with you. If you don't change your environment changes you. Before you know it, you can't really do much. Why do I say that? Because if you stay in the wrong place for too long, you start thinking that that is all that is. And that's the most saddest kind of set. Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to another episode on today's podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about discovering your self-worth, healing, boundary, and most especially building the kind of life you don't need to escape from anymore. I am your host, B Candy, and today we're going to be having a very simple but very powerful discussion in regards to changing your environment or it changes you. Now listen, I know so many of us must have heard about, changing your environment or it changes you. You must have seen a motivational quote on that on social media, in Instagram or TikTok, Facebook, social media in general. And then you might have seen where, you see that quote. But let me tell you something. It's not just a cute saying. It's real. And most of the time, if you're not careful, it tends to sneak up on you. Most of us has been in that situation where, you don't even know that your environment is influencing you. It's affecting your life. I used to be there. I used to be in a situation where my environment was not feeding me anymore. I know you've been wondering, what does Candy mean, environment not feeding you anymore? In the sense that my environment I was at that point was not inspiring me. It was not like stretching me. It was not making me step out of my comfort zone. I was comfortable. It was not making me better. In fact, it was even making me feel smaller. It was making me feel less, making me think small, making me, not to see the full potential in me. Anytime I wanted to dream big, I wanted to, make big moves, there is always one person in the room saying, Candy, that's too much. A thought in my head will be telling me, I don't think you can pull that off. How can that even be possible? Someone will be like, someone in the room will be telling me, is it not better you just stay where you are? Let them not see you so that they don't feel like you're doing too much. I knew that the people that was telling me, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't look like, or don't behave like you're too much, so that they don't say anything. I know all those things was coming in a place of like they cared, or like, they didn't want me to, be seen in a certain way. I feel, and I still feel like they were trying to protect me. But man, the energy was so strong to the point that little by little, I started letting go of myself. I stopped dreaming big. I stopped trying to be me anymore. I started trying to impress, please, the environment where I am. I start trying to make sure that everybody is okay. But here is the truth that nobody tells you. Your environment is not just where you are. It is who you are around, who is around you, who is your friend, who do you spend your 24 hours each day with. And it's what do you consume on social media 24/7? It's what do you tolerate in your physical space or in your digital space? What are the things you tolerate? Those are your environment. It doesn't have to do only with your physical environment. It doesn't have to do with where you're living. It has to do with the things you surround yourself with. It's the things you're with 24/7 a day. Those are the things that influences who you are. For example, if your Instagram reels is filled with dramas, fight, gossip, and every single day you're soaking that in, you're watching that, you're spending time consuming that, and those things that you're consuming from social media doesn't match your energy, doesn't match your value, doesn't match what you're trying to represent, the kind of girl, the kind of guy you see in yourself, and you keep soaking that in every day, every second, every minute. My sister, my brother, come. And the same principle, what you feed yourself, what you consume, you become that. you become exactly what you consume. And before you know it, things that you should look over, you want to fight, you want to argue over it, because subconsciously what you fed yourself from social media feel like that person is trying to tramp on you, that person is trying to fight you, that person is trying to show you that they have power, and then you start fighting for something unknown you should look over. But because you've been feeding yourself with one particular thing, then now you don't even know, and then you start acting in the same pattern. There is another scenario. Imagine you're a gardener and you have the most beautiful, amazing, succulent flowers. And then you go and plant it on a toxic soil. What do you expect? It's going to wither. And it's going to wither not because the flower doesn't have the potential to grow and blossom and look beautiful in the eyes, and when you pluck them and sell them, that you're not going to make money from it. No, it's because it was planted in the wrong soil. It was in the wrong environment. It was in a toxic environment, and that is why. And then imagine you are the flower and you're telling yourself, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I am strong. I'm going to prove that I'm going to make it in this soil. My dear, that is called self-sabotage. The flower is self-sabotaging itself, deceiving itself. That doesn't mean because it says it to itself that, the flower will now all of a sudden germinate and start bringing off good flower on a toxic soil that is toxic, is condemned. Now imagine that you're the flower. You're saying to yourself, I am going to stay in this toxic soil and prove that I'm strong, that I'm not weak. I would make it here. I am the beautiful flower. The soil will change because of me. The toxic soil will change because of me. At the end of the day, it's going to wither. Reason because it's not good. Like I said, because the soil is contaminated and is toxic. So, and if you're telling yourself that as a flower, you're just self-sabotaging yourself. You that is looking at me and you're watching me, you might be in the wrong environment, in the wrong set of friends, in the wrong set of group, consuming wrong and contaminated things from toxic behaviors, toxic traces, toxic act in your physical space. And you're thinking that miracle will happen. Miracle do happen. But I want you to know that is self-sabotage. While you are in this toxic environment, you don't recognize that you're losing yourself. Dreams, your ambitions that you know for sure, if you put your head down, this is going to go well, all of a sudden start becoming unrealistic. Not because you don't believe in them, but because nobody around you believes in them. Nobody around you think it's possible. Nobody around you feels like, you can ever accomplish this. Everybody is comfortable where they are. And then all of a sudden, you start getting used to being comfortable where you are. You start getting used to, not dreaming big. You don't want to, step out of your comfort zone because everyone around you feels the same way. Everyone around you is acting the same way. Secondly, change what your mind consumes. Change what you feed your mind. If you can't move yet, what you should do is to change what you feed yourself. Change what your mind is consuming. Change what you're reading. Change what your eyes are seeing, what you're reading, what are you listening to. Change that, because you need to let your mind live in a better, simple, and inspired place. Then your body will follow. It's not body before mind. No, your mind has to be cleaned. The cleansing has to be done in your mind before your body and your spirit and your soul will follow. So you need to cleanse your mind. Stop consuming things that are putting you in a box, in a toxic environment. You need to let yourself see that your potentials, your dreams, your big thoughts can be achieved. If only you can see that it is possible. If only you can change your environment. If only you can put yourself in an environment that pushes you to achieve what you want. Thirdly, you can try to create a micro environment. What do I mean by that? A safe space in your room, in your office, in your corner, where you can read inspired books. You can, paint. You can paint, do some painting if you know how to paint. You can plant gardens, or you can do a vision board. Vision board where you see yourself, what you want out of your life, how do you want to work towards it, what are the traits. Put a vision board. You go there every day, you remind yourself what you are looking up to and what you want and where you see yourself. Fourthly, seek new rooms. What do I mean by that? Make new friends, volunteer, go out, join seminars, go to conferences, feed your mind with things that will push you beyond your limit. See yourself like the kind of your dream woman. See yourself the kind of person you want in the future. You have to start saying that you can achieve that. Make friends that matches where you're going to, not where you've been. No, not where you are. No, make friends that are looking for a better future, that are going to where you're going to, that match the energy of where you're going to, not where you've been. For example, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I used to have a friend. He was drinking. And not because he liked drinking, not because he wanted to drink, because his environment, the friends he's with, the places he hang out, causes him to drink. Here, let me tell you. So, this my friend, every Friday night, him and his friends, they go out to hang out. They didn't plan to go and drink alcohol or, shisha, smoke and all this stuff. No. They only plan to just hang out, get to see each other, once in a while, remind each other, okay, we're bros and stuff like that. So every Thursday evening, they're already planning on the WhatsApp group when they are going to go out. That's the Friday night, what bar they're going to, and what are they going to do for fun on those bars. But then guess what? Every time they go to that bar, when they are leaving, they leave with a drink in their hand. Not because they want to drink. No, but because the environment has made it like that by default. First, you're going out with the guys. That's one. That you don't want to drink doesn't mean the person you're around, your friend, doesn't want to drink. He has his own life too. So he wants to drink. You don't want to drink. You are drinking. And then you're in a bar. In a bar where everyone is drinking. Bar is known for drinking. Maybe initially you don't want to drink. Before you know it, like, take this now, take one, just one, and then you take it. At the end of the day, you end up drinking, and then you leave. So, but then, here is the twist. When my friend made new set of friends, and they started going for hiking, every weekend, they are planned to go to hike, go mountain climbing, rock climbing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, this my friend, now, his Friday night schedule have changed. And now, his Friday nights, they're using it to prepare what they will use to go for the hiking, what they will use, the equipment. You can't get high. You can't drink alcohol and get high and want to go and hike. It's not possible. And then you want to die. So, now his environment have influenced him in a way that last time we were talking, he was telling me that it's been long he actually tested alcohol. You see what I'm saying? So now he's more about putting his mind in a right set of mind, going to bed on time so that he would make sure he get enough rest before going for hiking. Secondly, he's making sure he's eating well. He's doing his own things now. So his environment cannot give him a room to even drink alcohol. Where would you be drinking the alcohol in a hike? Do you want to get lost? If you get high in the middle of nowhere, how do you find yourself back? Those are the things too. So what am I trying to say? Your environment can influence you in that negative or positive way. So that's why you need to pay attention to understand, what is your environment making you do? What are those things that you're compromising that doesn't match your values, that your environment is influencing you with? This is the power of switching rooms, where making new friends, going out of your comfort zone, seeing a place to, inspire yourself, leaving what you used to go after something you're looking forward to, something that matches your value. That is the power of switching room. Remember, changing your environment is not about success. It's about survival, because that is what is going to shape your life. It's going to shape what you're going to end up to become. It's going to shape everything that has to do with you. If you don't change your environment changes you. Before you know it, you can't really do much. Why do I say that? Because if you stay in the wrong place for too long, you start thinking that is all that is. And that's the most saddest kind of settling. So I have a homework for you. Look at your environment and ask yourself, is this making me better, or is it making me worse? Is it making me settle? Is it making me not to see see the amazing part of life that I've never seen? Is it making me settle for what is available? Ask yourself that. And if the answer is true, that your environment is making you sad, bitter, is making you settle for less, then it is time. Not next year, not next month, not next week, not next year, not next 2 years. It is now. It's time for you to change your environment. It's time for you to leave that environment, to leave that friendship, to stop consuming that, to change that toxic environment and start looking for a better environment where you can, nurture and blossom to what you're meant to be. And the sad truth is, whether you believe it or not, if you don't change your environment, it's going to change you. And it's not begging you. It will change you, and you will not even know. You will not even know you've changed. You will not know. It is when you sit down and start thinking, where did I used to imagine I was going to be and where I am now? If I go to this person and say, I want to start this business, what is the one thing this person is going to tell me? What is the advice my friends would tell me if I tell them that I want to do this, I want to go after this, I want to do this? Then that is how you know your environment has already influenced you. Sometimes, when your environment changes you, you might not like who you become at the end of the day. Nobody plan to become the less of themselves. Nobody plan to become a conductor. Nobody plan to become anything lower than they're supposed to be. It's just, what are you consuming? What kind of people are you around? What kind of friends do you have? What kind of things are you consuming? Those are the things that shape your life. And remember, you're not stuck. You're just planted in a wrong soil, in a toxic environment. And you can choose to walk away and move yourself to a blossom where you would blossom to what you want, where you're going to shine, when you're going to explore, when you're going to have the kind of life, the dream, and nobody is going to point you down. You even be the lowest in your friendship circle, because every other person that is your friend is on the top. So you're planning to get to the top with them. And they're also helping you, stretching you, encouraging you to get to the top. If you're in a friendship, you're in a circle of friendship, and you're the only one that is rich, and you're the only one that is connected, and you're the only one that have money, that means your friendship circle, you're broke. Because you shouldn't be the only one that is wealthy. You shouldn't be the one. Your friendship circle should be the one that everyone is rich. Everyone is struggling to get bigger, Everyone is working hard. So, if you buy Benz this year, the other person, next year, the other person buy Benz. So it's more, everybody is growing and nobody is jealous or competing with each other. But you people are getting the kind of life you want. That is the kind of environment you should find yourself. Environment that if you tell somebody, hey, I want to go into the business. Okay, I'm going to help you look into that. What do you need? How do we go about it? What is your plan? What is the risk? What is the benefit? What is the advantage? What is the disadvantage? What can we lose? What would we gain? all the time. What would your friend tell you if you tell this person, I want to go after this, I want to go write this exam? Is it the first thing that your friend will tell you? You go and tell your friend, oh, I want to write this exam. The next thing that you are going to fail. I don't think you will pass. So many people have failed. That is not a good person to be telling something that has to do with your future. If someone cannot, okay, I know of somebody that wrote this exam. Yeah, I think it's quite tough. You might need to read harder. Okay, I could help you. Do you need any help? Do you need books? You know, those are the kind of environment you should find yourself when it comes to having friends, having people to push you. So don't settle on an environment that is toxic because you feel like you're stuck. Bro, sis, you're not stuck. You're just in the wrong place. So you can choose to walk away. You can choose to rebrand yourself again. You can choose to start finding a way to build yourself. It's not bad to be a lone wolf until you find the kind of circle of friends you're looking for. There is nothing wrong with that. So don't settle because you don't want to lose somebody. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to offend that. You don't want to make this person sad. And you get stuck. So until next time, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, choosing you is not a luxury. It's a necessity. And you need to do that because no one else will choose you until you start choosing yourself. Bye for now.